Good morning, students. Very good morning. In the last class, we studied some properties of alkaline earth metal, isn't it, student? So, listen, student, in S block element, there were two groups, first group and second group. First group is known as alkali metal, and second groups are known as alkaline earth metal. See, in a first step or the first group, the study of the properties of alkali metal, we studied detail, isn't it? That means whatever it is, electronic configuration, ionization enthalpy, hydration enthalpy, or with ammonia or oxides, halides, whatever it is, we studied in a detail. But in a second group element, we briefly study about these topics because the trends are similar. The trends were similar. So that's why we study in a brief. Okay. So we already studied four different property. That is something. But first one, electron general property. It is electronic configuration, and then hydration enthalpy, ionization enthalpy. Clear? Then physical property of alkaline earth metal. After that, in a chemical property, we already study about reactivity of alkaline earth metal with air or oxygen or water, and the second one, reactivity towards halogen, isn't it? Third one, reactivity towards hydrogen. So this is also we studied. So whenever hydrogen, in case of hydrogen, that is very important. See, beryllium never reacts with hydrogen directly. Clear? Because beryllium size is also small, hydrogen is also small. Whenever it binds together, there will be intermolecular repulsion will be there. Clear? So that's why we have to prepare beryllium hydride by different method. Here we'll consider a strong reducing agent, that is nothing but lithium aluminum hydride, isn't it? We already studied that. Beryllium chloride, BeCl2, whenever it reacts with lithium aluminum hydride. So this is a strong reducing agent. Remember this one, student? It is a strong reducing agent. In this case, we'll get a product that is nothing but barium hydride. So that is BeH2, beryllium hydride, plus lithium and aluminum salts, lithium chloride and aluminum chloride. So these were three products which was formed. In that we need only beryllium hydride. Is it clear how we can form? Because beryllium directly never reacts with hydrogen. Yeah, because of its small size. Is it clear? So next property, that is nothing but next chemical property, that is fifth one, maybe fourth one. Okay, fourth chemical property, that is very important. Reactivity towards acid. Stay student, what happens when alkali metal reacts with acid? What happens when alkali metal reacts with acid? Acid is HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, whatever it is. H2SO4. Clear? So these are acid. So here I'll consider simple example, sodium, that is nothing but, sorry, calcium. I'll consider here calcium. What happens when metal reacts with acid, isn't it? So that's why here I'll consider simple. Calcium reacts with HCl. I'll consider HCl. What may be the product, student? What will be the product? See, H is in the form of H plus and Cl minus. And calcium is in oxidation state 0, but in a combined state, it will be in a plus 1 oxidation state. Which product will be there? See, plus and minus will always attract. So that's why the product will be calcium chloride. See, chloride is a minus 1 oxidation state, but calcium with a plus 2 oxidation state. To balance that, you have to consider Cl2. See, calcium chloride with which molecule is eliminated, student? So here hydrogen gas is eliminated. Is it clear? So whenever alkaline earth metal reacts with acid, it evolves hydrogen gas with the formation of some salts. Is it clear? Is it clear? See, here I'll consider M. M may be any metal. That means, yeah, any metal, alkaline earth metal. So these are nothing but alkaline earth metal. Yeah. So whenever it reacts with two molecules of HCl, or you can consider H2SO4, in that case, the substance will be calcium sulfate. Clear? It will give, see, metal chloride with the elimination of hydrogen gas. Is it clear, student? Is it clear? So this is MCl2, that is nothing but metallic chloride. Metallic chloride. So that may be calcium chloride, that may be magnesium chloride. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? So this is reactivity towards acid, very important. You have to remember, and it is more easy. See, if in case I'll consider M and H2SO4, if in case I'll consider this one, M and H2SO4, what will be the product? See, metal is always plus one oxidation state. Sulfate has a -2 and it has a plus one oxidation state. So product will be metal sulfate, MSO4 plus H2 gas is eliminated. So these were same products. See, main thing is hydrogen gas is eliminating with the formation of salts. Is it clear? So next property is, see student, next property of alkaline method is reducing property. Is reducing property. See, we'll consider that. Fifth property is reducing property. So we already studied, isn't it? Alkali metals are strong reducing agent. Like that, all alkaline earth metal are strong reducing agent. And the reason for this one is, students, see, if in case I'll consider magnesium, see, magnesium, atomic number of magnesium is 12, electronic configuration of magnesium is 1s2, see, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s2, isn't it? So now listen, why we consider it as a strong reducing agent. See, in an inner core, if in case I'll consider first orbital, then second orbital, then I'll consider third orbital. Just imagine, in a first orbital, there were 2 electrons, isn't it? In a second orbital, there were 6 electrons, and that is most stable, isn't it? So there were 6 electrons. And outermost orbit has 2 electrons. So now listen, student, we already studied about screening effect or shielding effect. Isn't it screening effect or shielding effect? Where inner core or inner orbital is completely filled. That means it is filled with the 8 electrons. In that case, what will happen? It will form a screen in between the outermost electron and a nucleus. See, I already told you this concept. If I consider it as a nucleus, it is a first shell, it is a second shell, and it is a third shell, isn't it? In a second shell, always there will be 8 electrons, in this case, in alkaline earth metal. In that case, it is almost form a screen. It forms compound-like structure, okay? It will form a screen. What happens in that case? In that case, the attraction between nucleus and this electron will minimize. That means decreases. Is it clear? So in that case, we can easily remove these electrons. Is it clear? So that's why these 2 electrons can be easily removed due to screening of this one. So if we removing electron or removal of electron is more easier, in that case, they act as electropositive, isn't it? They act as electropositive. If they are electropositive, in that case, they have a strong reducing agent. Clear? Reducing power. Second one is, these are more electropositive. So that's why it has high negative E naught value. What is E naught, student? E naught is nothing but electrode potential. E naught is nothing but electrode potential. Is it clear? Students? That's why these are reducing in nature. That means it has a reducing power. Is it clear why those are considered as a reducing agent? Because its electropositivity is more. And it has a high negative value of E naught, that is electrode potential. I already mentioned, if the value of E naught is more negative, these are strong reducing agent. If it is less negative, in that case it is a least reducing agent. That means it has a least reducing power. Is this clear, students? So this is about reducing property. So next important property which we studied in alkaline earth metal, that itself, it is nothing but Solution in liquid ammonia. Solution in liquid ammonia. See, sixth point, I think. Solution in liquid ammonia. Liquid ammonia. Solution in liquid ammonia. See, in a alkali metal itself, we studied whenever metal ions were immersed in water, whenever metal ions were immersed in water, it will form aqueous solution, isn't it? I already give you an example, NaCl. When NaCl is immersed in water, it will form Na plus aqueous and Cl minus aqueous. Like that, if NaCl is introduced into the ammonical solution, it will changes its, isn't it? So like that, see, whenever alkaline earth metal immersed in liquid ammonia, it will form a deep blue black color solution. Deep blue black color solution. Why it is? Again, we studied, isn't it? Metal ion reacts with X plus Y molecules of ammonia. In this case, the product will be C. Metal is always in a plus 2 oxidation state because it is a second group element, isn't it, student? So that's why what happens, metal with a plus 2 oxidation state, that means 2 electrons were eliminated. So that's why the composition of this one is metal NH3, I'll consider it as X times, and the charge over this ion is plus 2. Why, student? Because metal has a plus 2 oxidation state, isn't it? So that's why we consider plus 2 oxidation over there. Clear? Plus. Another product. Which one it is? Another product. See, if metal ion is converting into plus 2 state, that means it must eliminate 2 electrons, isn't it, student? That's why I'll write it as 2 electron NH3, and here it is Y, isn't it? NH3, X molecules were introduced with M, and Y molecules will be introduced with electron. So this is nothing but your chemical composition. Is it clear? See? And this is the reason, or these ions were reason, these were reason for deep blue color solution. Deep blue color solution. Is it clear, student? Is this clear? So next one, see, from these solution, we can recover ammoniates. See, what is ammoniates, student? The question arises, what are ammoniates? What are ammoniates? See, ammoniates are nothing but metal, NH3 hexa and same plus 2. So these are but ammoniates. Clear? So this can be removed or recovered by this solution. That means this can be obtained by this solution. Is it clear? So question may be asked, deep blue black color solution of ammonium solution is due to which substance? That is due to electrons. Is it clear? Is it clear? So these are nothing but 6 chemical properties of alkaline earth metal. Very important. And again, same trends, same solution and same reactions. Just like alkali metal. So next one, uses of alkaline earth metal. Uses of alkaline earth metal. See, student, we already studied. So that means in alkali metal, almost all metals were used in a alloy formation, isn't it? Almost all alloys were used in a metal used in a alloy formation, because first group and second group elements are metal. So that's why almost all conditions these were used in a formation of alloys. So that's why beryllium is also used in the manufacture of alloys. It is used in the manufactures of alloys. Clear? So this is used to prepare alloys. What is alloy? Alloy is nothing but homogeneous mixture of metal metal. So those are nothing metals. Those are nothing but alloys. Clear? So now see first use of beryllium as a alloy is beryllium and copper. Very important. Beryllium and coppers are used in the preparation. Beryllium and copper are used in the preparation of high strength spring. See, high strength spring. Clear? So see student, we use copper for the preparation of spring. But if in case you have to enhance its stability or strength, in that case, you have to add a small amount of beryllium to copper. In that case, the system will be very much strengthened. Is it clear? First one, manufacture of alloys where beryllium and copper react or alloys are used to prepare high strength springs. Second one, very important. So that is nothing but metallic beryllium. Metallic beryllium is also used to prepare of windows of X-ray tube. It is also used to prepare windows of X-ray tube. That is very important. See, metallic beryllium are used to prepare windows of X-ray tube. So X-ray tube, again X-ray, isn't it? X-ray we use X-ray radiation, isn't it? That means its penetrating power is so much. That means it can penetrate over anything. So that's why metallic beryllium is used as a window or X-ray tube for the windows of X-ray tube. Again, it must have a high stability. So that's why we use it in the preparation of window of X-ray tube. So next comes magnesium, student. Next comes magnesium. So magnesium also has a different use in a manufacture of alloy itself. It is also used as a alloy. It is used in a manufacture of alloys, and these were prepared, or magnesiums were, yeah, alloys. It forms alloys with aluminum. It can form aluminum with aluminum, or with zinc, clear, or with manganese, tin. Okay, so here magnesium with alloy, so that is nothing but aluminum alloys, were being light. See, being light, so these are very light. So that's why these are used in a aircraft, constructions. Clear? So magnesium and aluminum alloys being light in weight. Clear? Being light in weight. So these are used in a aircraft constructions. See, in our last class also we studied lithium with aluminum is used for the, yes, aircraft part preparation, isn't it like that? Here also magnesium with alloy, it is used to prepare. Okay, second one, see student, very important here. Magnesium, again magnesium as a ribbon or powder used in preparation of flash powder. So see, why we use flash powder, student? Any idea? Flash powder is again used to prepare, or it is used in a fireworks. Okay, it is used in a fireworks. It is used to prepare flash powder, or it is used in a bulb. It is used in a bulb. Clear? Or it is used in a combustible bombs. It is also used in a combustible bombs, to prepare bomb. Clear? So magnesium is highly reactive, so that's why those are were used for the preparation of flash powder, or in the bulb, or in a combustible bombs. Clear? So next one, suspension of magnesium. Very important it is. Suspension of magnesium hydroxide in water, that is MgOH twice. Magnesium hydroxide in water is used as, very important, it is used as antacid. Clear? It is used as antacid. Why we call antacid, student? Antacid, it is used as a antacid in a medicine. It is used as a antacid in a medicine. Why we use antacids? See student, antacids are used to minimize or neutralize the acidity of a stomach. Clear? If we feel acidity, in that case we use antacid, isn't it? So it will neutralize, antacid will neutralize, yeah, acidity of stomach. Clear? And which is also known as magnesium hydroxide in water is also known as, you can see this, milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia, very important, milk of magnesia. So this is also called as milk of magnesia. Composition may be asked, what is milk of magnesia? Magnesium hydroxide in water is known as milk of magnesia. Is it clear, student? So this is about magnesium. Okay, so in the last point, see, I'll just revise once again. Beryllium as a manufacturer, it is used in the manufacture of alloys. Clear? First one, beryllium and copper is used in a preparation of high strength spring. Clear? High strength spring, you have to mention this one, high strength spring. Next, metallic beryllium is used to prepare windows for X-ray tubes. Next one for magnesium. Magnesium again used in the manufacture of alloy itself with aluminum, zinc, tin and manganese. So these are used. Next, magnesium and aluminum being light, magnesium and alloys being light, it are used in a aircraft construction. So this is used in a aircraft constructions. So next one, magnesium as a ribbon or a powder. See, in case of ribbon we use in a bulb, if in case powder it is used in a flash powder. Clear? As a ribbon or a powder used in a flash powder preparation, that is nothing but it is used in a fireworks. Then bulb, it is used in bulb, or it's also prepared bomb with that magnesium, or it is used. Next one, suspension of magnesium hydroxide in a water is also used as an antacid in a medicine or a medical purpose, where antacid is nothing but it reduces or it neutralizes the acidity of stomach. So here, magnesium hydroxide in a water is also known as milk of magnesia. Just like lime water, isn't it? It is also known as milk of magnesia. Is it clear, student? And the last important use of magnesia, I'll write here. See, magnesia use itself. Magnesium carbonate is main ingredient for the toothpaste. Magnesium carbonate. Composition, student, MgCO3. Okay, magnesium carbonate. So this is the last point for magnesium. Magnesium carbonate is main ingredient for the toothpaste. It is main ingredient for the toothpaste. Is it clear? Is it clear, students? So these are were used for the magnesium, Mg. So next one, next very important. So that is nothing but, yeah, after lithium, magnesium, that is calcium, isn't it? So that is third one. We consider it as calcium. See how these calcium is used. So very important, student. Calcium is used in the extraction of metal from oxide. See, in the next year, we'll study about metallurgy, extraction of metal from its earth crust or any ores. That is nothing but metallurgy. In that, we'll study how metal oxide can be converted into metal. See, so this is actually in the form of metal oxide must convert into metal with some ingredient. We must add something so that it will convert. Almost all case we consider carbon here. Okay, we consider carbon. Whenever monoxide reacts with carbon, it gives metal and carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide, depending on your system. Okay, so carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide, we use carbon monoxide also, carbon also. So if the reduction process is not considered or it is not applicable with this carbon or carbon monoxide, in that case we can use calcium for the reducing purpose. See, students, listen here. So in a metallurgy part, first we consider metal, that is nothing but impure metal. See, we consider impure metal. From impure metal we convert it into metal oxide with the element with the air. So then from metal oxide to we convert metal. Clear? So here we use a reducing agent. Here we use reducing agent. Clear? So in this purpose, we use reducing agent. And as a reducing agent, we can use calcium. Clear? So listen, in this case, see, this is not important for you now. In the second year, it is okay. See, calcium is also used in the extraction process. It is used in a extraction process. Where metal oxide, clear? So metal, yeah, extraction of metal from metal oxide, clear, which is difficult to reduce with the carbon. If there is no carbon, that means if carbon, this process is not possible, in that case we use calcium, clear. So next use of calcium is it is used with a barium, yeah, nitrogen. It is used with the barium. See, calcium is used with barium. It is used with barium to form a vacuum, to perform a vacuum. That means it readily reacts with air. It readily reacts with air. So that's why it will consume air. So that's why the whole area will be vacuum. In that case, the air, yes, the whole container will be with a vacuum. Is it clear? It will remove air. So that's why it will clear. Next one, finally, last one is about radium. Last one is radium. So radium, why radium is used? Yeah, why radium is used? Yes, it is used in the treatment of cancer for the radiotherapy. Very important example is this one. It is used in a radiotherapy. It is used in a radiotherapy. Nowadays, it is used to treat cancer. It is used to treat cancer. Is it clear, student? Is it clear? So these were uses of alkaline earth metal. These were main uses of alkaline earth metal. Is it clear? Next one, see. So these were uses, again very important uses. Remember those. Okay. So next one. General characteristic of compounds of alkaline earth metal. General characteristics of compounds of alkaline earth metal. See, student, in this case, I'll consider first one. So that is nothing but solution. So that is oxides of hydroxide. See, oxides or hydroxide, which you already studied in alkali metal, isn't it? Oxides or hydroxide. Oxides or hydroxides. Clear? So now listen, student, we already studied, isn't it? It will form oxides and hydroxide. Like that. Why these were highly reactive? See, student, so dye-positive nature. It has a dye-positive. That means these are divalent, isn't it? So that means these will form +2 oxidation state. This will form +2 oxidation state. Is it? So now, oxides and hydroxide, the alkali earth metal burn in oxygen to form a monoxide. Clear? So alkali metal, so that is alkaline earth metal, reacts with oxygen and forms monoxide. That is nothing but MO2 itself, or MO. It forms MO, metal oxide, isn't it? Because oxidation state of oxygen is -2 and its oxidation state is +2. It will form MO, that is metal oxide. So all metal oxides were having rock salt structure. See, these have rock salt structure. Clear? Metal oxide have rock salt structure. That is very important. You have to remember that. Okay, it has a rock salt structure. First one. But the thing here is beryllium oxide is not having any rock salt structure. That's it. You have to remember about this one. All alkali metal oxides were formed rock salt structure, but beryllium oxide is not having that one. Clear? So second one in this case. This one is first one. Second one, if in case you are considering all alkaline earth metal, and it will react with water and it will form a metal hydroxide, isn't it, student? All these oxides forms metal hydroxide. Clear? So that means, see, metal oxide, 1 minute. See, in this case, metal oxide, almost all metal oxide reacts with water, and it will form metal hydroxide. And all are basic in nature. Except, that is very important, except beryllium oxide. Beryllium oxide will never form basic structure. Clear? Because those are amphoteric. We already studied, isn't it? All the alkaline earth metal except beryllium oxide reacts with water and forms metal hydroxide, which are in a basic nature. Is it clear, students? So this is the second point. We already studied beryllium is not considered as an alkaline earth metal because it is amphoteric in nature. Clear? So then third point. Beryllium oxide is amphoteric in nature. Beryllium oxides are amphoteric, but other oxides of alkaline earth metals are basic. So these are basic in nature. That is very important. See, student, if in case you are considering beryllium oxide, it is amphoteric in nature, but other alkali metal oxides were basic in nature. Clear? And here metal oxides were clear. So here, 1 minute, student. Sorry. See, metal hydroxide, if in case I'll consider metal hydroxide, the solubility. First one, its solubility. Second one, its thermal stability. Increases down the group from your magnesium hydroxide. I'll just rub this from magnesium hydroxide to barium hydroxide. Clear? Its solubility also increases. That means, see, student, solubility increases means if in case we compare magnesium hydroxide and barium hydroxide, which is more soluble, in that case, solubility of barium hydroxide is more due to increase in size. Okay. Second one, its thermal stability also increases. From magnesium to barium hydroxide. And another one that I'll write here. So basic strength also increases from magnesium to beryllium hydroxide. Clear? So next one, all alkaline earth metal hydroxide are basic and less stable. But if in case you are considering beryllium hydroxide, it is amphoteric in nature. Clear? So that means it reacts with both acid and alkaline solution. See, I'll write here beryllium hydroxide, BeOH twice plus. See, I'll consider two reactions because one is with acid, one with base. Beryllium hydroxide reacts with first case with hydroxyl group. Second one, it reacts with acid with water. So now see, student, what will be the main reaction? See, beryllium hydroxide, that is BeOH twice, it is, student, BeOH twice. See here, it will form beryllium hydroxide with -2 charge. With -2. This is known as berylate ion. Just like ammonium ion, which is also known as berylate ion. Clear? So next one, I'll write the product for this one here. See student, I'll write this product here. So here, whenever beryllium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid, and it will form another product. So that is nothing but that product itself, beryllium OH4. See, here we written -2 charge, isn't it? -2 charge, isn't it? So here it will be Cl. So these were two products which can form with beryllium. See, beryllium hydroxide. Both will react with acid and base. In this case, it acts as acid. In this case, it acts as a base. It acts as a base. Is it clear, students? So these were very important reactions for your thing. Is it clear? So next one, see student, next one we'll consider. So that is nothing but halides. Next one is halides. First one is about oxides and peroxide, hydroxide, oxides and hydroxides. Second one is reaction with halides. Second one, a reaction with halides. See, all alkali metal, very important student, all alkaline earth metal, all alkaline earth metal halides are ionic in nature, ionic salts. We already studied about this, isn't it? But beryllium will never form an ionic salt. Any reason for this one, student? Why we consider beryllium salt as a inorganic or ionic salt? See, beryllium is not a, or beryllium halide will never form ionic salt. So yeah, it's due to its size, due to its small size, its polarizing ability increases. So that's why the ionic salt or ionic nature of the compound will convert it into covalent nature. Okay, student, about this beryllium we'll study in the next class. Okay. From Monday, I'll consider this chapter and I will try to finish it out. Okay. Take care. Bye.